Guilt can't be erased, and we can't escape from it with any strategy. Within the laws of this planet, it has to be paid, one way or the other. That guilty soul must pay. It's karma feeding it. Many people say that the mettle of a man is found in his ability to keep his ideals in spite of anything that life can throw at you. If a man is found to have done these things, he can be called a hero. Hey everyone, my name is Xavier Lapointe, and today we'll be analyzing the wars and the short story Men Descending, two pieces we have read and worked on already in this class. The themes I decided to go further on are guilt and blame, two similar themes that I will develop as the presentation goes. I'll be summarizing a little bit of both stories just to refresh our minds, as maybe some people might not be familiar with both of them. The Wars is an intriguing novel that outlines the physical and internal battles of individuals during World War One. This novel focuses on troubled life the main character, Robert Ross, leads as he tries to escape his guilt for the death of his beloved sister, Rorana. Robert enlists in the army and experiences the physical, psychological, and emotional hardships of war which alter the way he views himself and the world. The title, The Wars, is a metaphor for all these struggles. The author uses these factors to demonstrate the different forms of war and how they negatively affect a human being like Robert Ross. Through the character of Robert Ross, Finlay highlights the plurality of war while reinforcing the idea that war is not only fought on the front lines. Now, let's talk a bit about the short story Man Descending. It portrays the story of a man not living to the expectations of his wife and is found guilty of that. She blames him for being a miserable human being, saying that he lives a teenager life, without a job or any goals. Edward sees that he is a descending man and also notices that his wife, in contrast to him, is ascending with a second lover. Guilt and blame fit like gloves together. Guilt, like a disease of mind, has the power to consume someone's sanity, govern someone's emotions, and can demolish someone's life. In both pieces, we see that lives are being ruined by blaming others or themselves. There's a difference between guilt and blame. Blame is to make someone responsible for something bad, and guilt is the feeling of knowing you actually did something wrong. In Man Descending, Ed, the husband, gets blamed to act like a teenager by his wife and knows that he is guilty of it. His wife quotes, "I think that's enough. There's no point anymore." She's talking about the fact that their relationship got ruined by Ed. He then goes on to say that she is right and that he will never change. He has been acting like that and he even knows he's guilty. In the wars, Robert and his mom both take the blame for Rana's death, although clearly it was a freak accident. Miss Ross and Robert both blame themselves for her death, internalizing their guilt in a manner that causes additional suffering rather than alleviation for the family. Miss Ross, who also lost her young brother Monty in an accident, is jaded by loss. After Orana dies, she tells Robert that no one belongs to anyone and that "I can't keep anyone alive." This attitude implies that Miss Ross' self blame and perceived failure as a sister and mother now manifests outwardly in a bitter resignation toward life itself. Both of them, although, should not feel guilty, as in they actually could not do anything about the death of Rona. As we already know, though, they both self blamed and it caused mayhem in the family. Robert will eventually join the Canadian Army. Robert had to live with PTSD as he saw a man get killed and bombed right in front of him. It will eventually cause trouble in his life, physically and psychologically. He would then pass away at age 25 after the war. In contrast, though, in the story The Man Descending, the man does not own up to the actions he told his wife he would, like finding a job or stop drinking alcohol, stop looking drunk, and maturing, etc. He should feel guilty of the blame his wife has thrown at him because he does not take any steps forward as the story goes. Both stories are different in some ways, but also very similar in others, which is why I decided to use them both. Thank you for listening.